Welcome to the Big and Small Podcast, coming to you from Plymouth, Massachusetts. Just a couple of guys drinking some beers, having some chow, and talking all things sports.
All right, Dougie. So we got a little Not Patriots podcast going on right now. Ricky is busy. He's busy. He's got other things going on.
Sure,
But
sure.
with the holiday week, I figured it'd be good for me and you to get together and, you know, talk a little bit about what we got going on here in Boston sports.
Yep, I agree.
And with that, I'll say, get it up.
Ooh, that looks like a cold one there.
Oh, it's a cold one. It's a cold one. Interesting stuff, though. My little backyard improvement is today it just took a turn. They dug up my cable and they ripped it off. I lost all my work shit. It was a little stressful, a little hairy early.
I believe we call that a fiasco.
Yeah, and it's already a fiasco a little bit because I've already torn up my irrigation. So I got my irrigation, now I got my cable. Although the cable guys restored service, although it's a temporary situation. But
These guys are batting 1,000, huh? You might own fucking PCC by the
I
time
know.
this is over with.
Well, it's funny because today LPP is like, we need a meeting. So we're having a meeting tomorrow. She told me, summon them. I want to speak to them now. So we have a meeting at 10 o'clock tomorrow.
Oh boy.
Yeah, it's come to Jesus or come to LPP moment tomorrow. So
Uh-oh.
we got the contractor and the president of PCC. Let's go.
Who's the president of PCC?
This guy, John Wyman.
I don't think
He's
I
a
know the
lawyer.
name.
He's a lawyer, so I gotta be careful. But I don't want to be liable. Gotta hold back LPP. She gets a little physical sometimes.
Yeah, well, I mean, anything. Did they take their proper precautions? Did they call Dig Safe? Did
They
they do
did. Well, Big Safe came in, but they didn't find the cable. There's DSs on the road where they were, but they didn't find anything. I don't think. I don't know, but obviously they didn't find my cable. The guy felt bad. I wasn't mad at the dude. Whatever. I had no idea it was there. All my other stuff comes directly from the road to the house.
Yep.
This came from a pole, literally down the pole under the ground to my house,
Right.
which is weird. I thought that was unusual. So anyway,
So your electricity comes in from
from the street.
underground?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, everything does. So, needless to say, we have a meeting with them tomorrow. We'll get to the bottom of this.
Oh, we're getting to the bottom of it.
So, anyway, my sprinkler system's going to be upgraded for sure.
For sure.
For sure. So, what's on your mind with respect to Boston sports?
Nothing good.
Nothing good.
No. Bruins have been busy, but it's all smoke and mirrors. They haven't signed anybody, any real talent.
I don't understand. They had 12.8 million in cap space, and they spent all but two of it on literally nobodies.
Yep.
Bottom six guys.
Oh yeah.
Is Sweeney trying to lose his job? Is that the goal?
Well, I don't understand. So when it comes to your Sox and your Bruins now, it's like the Moneyball mentality. We're gonna spend as least amount of money as possible. If they perform, great. If not, we're not out money.
And we're going to charge top of the market prices.
1,000%.
Yeah, it's crazy.
People will come because we're the Bruins and we're the Red Sox.
It's an insult. It's an insult to the Boston sports fan. It's an insult to anybody who works hard and wants to enjoy to go to a game, and they're just giving you the middle finger the whole way.
Yeah.
It's a joke. It's a joke, but I do
I have zero desire to drive into Fenway Park and sit there for 3.5 hours.
I know. It's depressing. It's because you're getting fleeced between the parking and the
$50 for parking, $12 beers.
yeah.
Like an $8 hot dogs.
I know. I know. It's
But it's been like this. This isn't anything new.
no, I know. It's not. It's not. But I don't get it. Well, I mean, the Red Sox are sort of making things interesting right now, but we'll
Why? Because
see.
they won today. They're playing its second game right now.
Yeah, I mean, they were up 2-0 in the series. I don't know.
Yeah, but the Reds are like the same as they are,
Yeah,
record wise.
you got to win these games, though. I don't know. We'll see. I mean, Breslow talks a big game. Says that he's going to make some moves at the deadline. We'll see. If they tread water, we'll see what they do. I don't know. It's depressing. I mean, I love the summer. I love the golf, what we're doing. I love, the weather obviously is great. But I'm looking forward to the Patriots. I think they're the most relevant team we got. I think that they're making an honest effort to get back on the map. They didn't for a while, for a long time. They just kind of, well, we won, 6 championships. What do you want? And then they took a break for 5 years, and they were terrible. But I think I think I think they're back in it now. Um, I like Vrabel. I like his coaching staff. So a lot of people don't talk about this. A lot of people say like um, last year, what's his name? The coach got hosed.
Mayo.
Mayo got hosed because Kraft didn't spend any money. Um, he hosed himself, in my opinion, because I think Kraft was looking for. I mean, I don't think he was looking for like the playoffs or a lot of wins and stuff. I think he was looking for two things. I think he was looking for a culture, a defined culture, and I think he was looking for the team to improve, no matter how bad they were. He was looking for them to improve over the season, and they did the opposite. There was no culture. Communication was horrible. The guy would change his mind every week. He'd just go with the flow, and there was no culture, and they got worse. So firing a guy after a year, I'm totally fine with because and not spending money, I think was a good move. Because why spend money in a situation that's toxic? It's not. It wasn't. I think he was looking for Mayo to bring stability, to bring some type of you know culture and accountability, and he did the opposite.
Well, I think the tough part is then you hear all these like these rumors that come out, and it's like that's I feel is the toughest part because like you don't actually know anything for certain. So like the report that came out, like, hey, Mayo has known he's going to be the next head coach for like 5 years,
Yeah,
and that was the performance you put on.
right.
Like as
And
soon as they told you that, like you didn't take every single note that Bill Belichick had. Okay, okay, yep, okay, okay, all right, beautiful. Yep, you're studying it. You're doing this all. Like you almost made it a point to like be like the total opposite of Bill.
which was not a good strategy. No,
No,
like I said,
no, and it's so tough because people can and will complain about ownership, but let me tell you something: ownership's not changing. They're gonna
no,
do what they're gonna do. So you can bitch about it, but it's not gonna change.
no, it's not going to change. But like I said, I don't. I blame Kraft for not spending money while Belichick was here. But I mean, maybe and who knows what that message was? Belichick might have been like, you know what? All they got to do is follow my lead, and everything will work out. It doesn't matter how good the talent is. So I mean, he might have been misled that way a little bit, and I don't know. I have no idea. I mean, the proof will come to fruition with this North Carolina team because he has zero, handcuffs on him. He could recruit whoever he wanted to recruit. The NIL money, he can do whatever. If they suck, if North Carolina sucks, then Belichick's legacy is in trouble. It's like you are nothing without Tom Brady. Nothing.
I think they're gonna suck, but I think that he isn't experienced enough in like like the college realm of things. You know what I mean?
It's X's and O's. I mean,
Yeah, but now he's dealing with like 18-year-old kids who like
At the end of the day, you either perform or you don't. Doesn't matter how old you are, you know. Um, so I mean, I don't. I think Belichick's taking a hell of a risk down there. But in Belichick, he thought it was him. He thought it was his system. He proved it with his coaching staff. I mean, how many guys on that staff never played football? It was ridiculous. He had lacrosse guys on there. It was stupid. Um, but then Mayo comes in, and I think Kraft was looking for some type of structure, and he didn't get it.
Right.
And I'm not going to spend money, but I want to see structure. I want to see a culture, and I want to see you improve. No matter how bad you are, you can improve
Well,
if you
and
do the
that's my
right
other
thing.
thing too. Like how you and I are speaking about it right now. Like, did Kraft bring Mayo in, sit him down in his office, but hey, listen, I'm not spending any more money. You have what you have. But I still expect everything to trend upwards because that's a direct reflection of you and your staff.
And I think Mayo took that as the message needs to be, like we're a team of coaches, team of, front office people, where everything he said, like even at the end of training camp, he's like Drake May is a better quarterback than Dante Brissett, but we're going to start Dante. Like, why would you do that?
Jacoby?
Yeah, I'm sorry, Jacoby. Who's Dante?
Dante Culpepper? I don't know.
Who's Dante Brissett?
I don't know.
With Jacoby. Anyway, wow, I guarantee there's a Dante Brissett out there. But anyway, he said he's basically gonna start an inferior quarterback. Um, that's inexcusable if you're a head coach. If you're a head coach, you start your best guy. I mean, that's head coach at 101. And he admitted before the season started he wasn't doing that. I mean, hello, that's red flag number one. And I felt like he was just parroting what the front office wanted him to say, and maybe his conversation with Jacoby, and maybe there was promises made or whatever. But he comes out, wins that first game, and he thinks he's a hero, and that was probably the worst thing that could have happened to them. You know, obviously it was because they would have got the number one pick, but I mean, winning that first game gave them a false sense of accomplishment, like they were moving in a direction,
Yeah.
which they weren't. Hindsight being what it is, they weren't. I mean that game was as sloppy as it gets. Like Cincinnati couldn't have been more worse. They literally gave them the game, and they still could have lost.
And for whatever reason, Cincinnati historically just like loses the first game of the season, like
Weird,
regardless.
weird. Until you bet on
That's
it.
it. So you got some cash on it.
Yeah, but I mean, this year is different. I think Vrabel, whether it's a true story or not, he is the face, the voice, the final say. Like they showed the behind the scenes of the draft. He was the guy. That guy Wolf was basically a phone guy. He got people on the phone, and he basically said, welcome to the New England Patriots." But
Yeah, I mean, I'd be interested to have like an actual conversation, like with the veterans who were on the team last year, to get their perspective after being there day in and day out. Be like, do you feel like Mayo was done dirty, at all, or he really was kind of in over his head, like he really didn't know what he was doing, or
well, who was the guy, the linebacker that was just a total idiot? They traded him to Atlanta. The guy with the red sleeves,
Judon.
Judon. I mean, Judon made a complete mockery of Mayo and the whole process by coming out to practice and being a distraction. And they let him do it. Like it was a complete joke. That guy, reporter there, Bedard. I remember in the beginning of training camp, he was like, "They look bad. They look like a high school team."
Yeah.
Like, what? You're a professional football team. You can't, you can never look like a high school team. And he was like, "Yeah, they look that bad." So that's, That was red flag number 2 in my mind. So I mean, there was just several things, and I think the Heat got too loud as far as the crowd, as far as the fans, and Kraft was like, "This is actually hurting us in the wallet. We need to make a move." You know, so they did, and I'm glad they did, and I'm looking forward to this year. I think they got a legitimate coaching staff, head coach, system, scheme. I like their offseason acquisitions. I wouldn't be surprised to see a linebacker like what's his name, the guy that was there last year to get into it with the fans. What is with my brain tonight? I can't remember anybody's name. I'm surprised he's still with the team. Starts with a V.
It wasn't Van Oy.
No, 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 no. Um, yeah,
Uh,
whatever. Tavai. Sorry, it doesn't start with a V. Tavai got in it with the fans last year. I'm surprised he's still there.
yeah.
'Cause, I mean, he was average at best. I mean, they got a pretty good linebacking core right now. So I could see a guy like him going somewhere. I mean, he might get some value in a trade. We'll see. We'll see. I'm looking forward to that. Like I said, I'm not, it's the only way.
Trade him to Miami for Tyreek Hill.
Yeah, Miami. They're in a fire sale. Have they given up? Like, what's going on down there?
Gave up Jonnu Smith and Jalen Ramsey.
Yeah,
They got back
nothing.
Minka Fitzpatrick.
Which, I don't,
Um, and then they signed Darren Waller, who
oh
came
boy.
who came out of retirement,
Yeah,
which I didn't know. Um, but I'm like, if I'm them, if I'm the Patriots, I'm picking up the phone. Like, hey, what do you, Jalen Waddle? What do you want for Jalen Waddle? I would talk a big game. I think it'd be interesting to see Tyreek. I know he's a issue
is he
off the.
still? I don't know.
I think he's an
Does he have
issue
gas in the tank?
off the field.
Does he have gas in the tank? You think?
I mean, at least at the very least, he's a fucking downfield threat, and people have to scheme for him.
You don't think what they have is downfield threat?
No, I don't think they have anybody real downfield fucking threats.
Hmm. Well, that
Or you
receiver
think Diggs is?
is, yeah. I mean, he's capable. He's capable. I mean,
Downfield, and then nobody in that receiver room has the speed, the quickness, and the agility that Tyreek does to once you get the ball in his hands to make stuff happen. That was
yeah,
their issue last year, is they would catch the ball and just fall down. There was literally no yards after catch.
yeah. Their receiver room right now is just something's got to happen there. They're talking about that dude. What is it, McLaren from Washington? Because I guess he's not happy.
Kid they drafted?
No, he's at a impasse with his contract. Guy from Washington. I think it's McLaren, and they're talking about doing a trade. We'll see. I don't know. Yeah, yeah. McLaren. McLaurin. McLaren. Terry. He's good.
On the Pats?
No, no, no. Washington.
Terry
Washington.
McLaurin.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's spelled McLaren.
Like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Sorry, McLaurin. Like he's not happy. They got Debo Samuel on that team now.
Yeah, so I mean, I would definitely be picking up the phone and just figuring out, what wide receiver. A one's probably going to cost you too much, but a solid like wide receiver too. Well, that'll
Like
run it. Like I said, like a Jalen
like
Waddle.
McLaurin.
Yeah, like a McLaurin, but I think Jalen Waddle's a little bit bigger than him.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll see what they can do. I don't know. I mean, training camp starts in like 22 days.
Yeah, and like I said, I think on paper I think they're gonna look better than they are because if you look at the scores, I think their defense is gonna keep them in a lot of games. Like, oh, they only lost by a touchdown or like all this other shit. And it's like, yeah, well, the defense was on the field for fucking 60 plays.
We'll see, Dougie. We'll see. X's and O's. The strong defense is going to give them better field position, which turns into more points. It's a fact.
Yeah, hopefully
So
touchdowns and not field goals.
doesn't matter. It's going to be more points. So we'll see. But I'm just saying, good defense translates into points when you take advantage of the field position. And I think they're going to be they're a better team now than they were a year ago. Much better. The defense is light years better than it was. I mean, they're arguably like the best corner combo in the league.
Like I said, I have no qualms about the defense. It's the offensive side of the ball.
And it's all about the offensive line. I told you that 1,000 times.
Yeah, and I'm
Yes.
telling you, I think you have a lot of
But you're looking at it
rookies that you're expecting to start day one,
not on the line.
and your offense alone.
Not a lot of rookies. No, one.
You got a left tackle. I'm assuming your boy.
Oh yeah, no. All right.
Kyle Williams is gonna fucking be out there.
Yeah, two.
They gotta figure out what they're gonna do with like now it's just gonna be their running back by committee with Henderson. Like, is he just gonna blow the doors off of fucking
I mean,
Ramondre?
you have a veteran there. I mean, he's good. And they still got the other guy, right? Don't they have the other guy from last year? They haven't got rid of him yet. He was pretty good.
Gibson.
Yeah,
I think he's on the back end.
he's still pretty good. He's a pro.
I wouldn't be surprised if they trade Stevenson.
That would be risky. Because this Henderson, you don't know what you got. He's a rookie.
Yeah. I don't know.
I mean, look at Detroit. They had two guys. One's a veteran, one's young, and they every other series they literally go every other series, and that works. I think you're looking at it through the lens of a fantasy guy. You are. Who gets points on the Patriots? Nobody. But you don't need points to win. I mean, look at Buffalo last year. Other than Josh Allen, like who was a big fantasy guy on that team? Nobody.
Running, but James Cook wasn't bad. They had Matt Collins.
Yeah, but he wasn't like a top guy. He wasn't a number one.
Their tight end was decent. I think their tight end was like a top 12 tight end.
Not as good as Hunter Henry.
I think you're putting way too much stock in those two tight
I'm
ends.
just saying, if you looked at it through a fantasy lens, he didn't get as many points as Hunter Henry. So I think you're looking at it through a fantasy lens. That's the problem. You're like, who is their guy? Who's their number one? Who's that guy that's going to go out and get the points? It's not the way it works in reality. I mean, running backs in fantasy are like MVPs. In the real game, they're not. They're like first down makers. Short yardage touchdown guys, but they're not turning passes into touchdowns. They're not turning, they're not getting long runs every game.
Yep.
They're turning and burning, getting first downs. That's the game. The churning and burning turns into points, but for a wide receiver, if you move the ball down the field and you catch a 2-yard touchdown, that's okay. It doesn't need to be 50 yards.
I got you.
It's different. It's different.
Sure.
So, like I said, I'm optimistic. I think their offensive line is way better than a year ago. I think they got guys playing in the right spots. Like that kid Caden Wallace that they drafted last year. Uh, Lifer, Penn State right tackle. I mean, you put him at right tackle as a depth guy, he's probably pretty comfortable. Probably going to be pretty good. I mean, the Penn State guys, the left tackle that they got the rookie this year, he's playing against dudes that are, the SEC guys that are now across from him in the pros. It's not
I
like,
think you're looking at this as like a very diehard fan. Like you're trying to. It's almost
no,
you're talking
no,
yourself into like
I'm not.
willing this team to be good because every other organization sucks. So it's like everybody can't be bad. We got to have like one decent team.
I disagree. I disagree, and I understand how you feel that way, and I understand how I can sound that way. But I'm coming from a guy who knows the game of football, X and O's very, very well. And I'm telling you, with the NFL especially, the Washington Commanders are the proof. All you need to do is have a good offensive line and a good defensive line, and have a couple of dudes that can make things happen. Drake May, Stephon Diggs is good. He's not great. He's good. And this, couple other parts they have, you can win. You can win. You can make guys like a Travion Henderson into superstars with a good offensive line. You can make Drake May a superstar with a good offensive line. That's what I'm looking at it through. I'm looking at it through the NFL is not that good. If you have good coaching, solid line play, you can be competitive. That's it. Because all these skill guys, they're all good. They're all good. The difference is some teams get time, some don't because of the line play. I mean, look at Saquon Barkley.
Mm-hmm.
He wasn't half the player in New York that he is in Philadelphia. One reason, offensive line. He went from a decent back that basically looked like he was at the end of his career to a freaking MVP because of the offensive line. How do you not admit that? I mean, didn't you think Saquon Barkley was at the end when he got traded? Like he looked like shit with the Giants for the last few years. Injuries, old. All of a sudden, put him behind a good offensive line. MVP. Makes all the difference in the world. You got a guy like Brock Purdy. He's got a good offensive line and, you know, decent skill guys, tight ends, receivers. Give him a little bit of time. Next thing you know, massive contract because of the offensive line.
Mm-hmm.
They had a good running game too. That team had a lot of weapons. The year, I think he was a rookie, right, when they went to the Super Bowl.
Yes.
I mean, they had so much stuff around him, but offensive line and a great running game, and you know Ayuk and Samuel, and they had Raheem Mostert. Obviously Kittles. But that team, all you needed was a guy not to throw it to the other team, and they were going to be good. And that's kind of where the Pats are right now. Get that offensive line solidified. Don't turn the ball over, and they're going to be fine. That's all. That's all I'm saying. I'm not looking through it. I mean, yeah, as a fan, I want them to do well, but as a football guy, I'm telling you, they've made massive upgrades from where they were, and coaching can't be overlooked. The level of coaching that they're getting now compared to what they were getting last year and the year before. I mean, Belichick was a great in-game guy, but I don't think he was a great practice guy, you know? And he had all these clowns running around that didn't have football backgrounds. So, I mean, I think all of that together gives you a much better product and a much better chance. And we'll see. We'll see. Injuries are huge. Injuries in the NFL are huge. Drake May goes down, we're going to be screaming Joe Milton. But they made their decision there.
Yeah, 100%.
So what are you going to do? But yeah, that's where I stand. So we'll see what happens. I'm predicting good things if everybody stays healthy. Like I said, the offensive line is much better. Defensive line is way better. That defense is crazy. That defense is crazy. Um, going to get after it a little bit. Going to see some sacks, which is cool. So we'll see. We'll see. Turnovers. If they create turnovers, I mean that's the name of the game. I mean the old Patriots teams with Tyler and Willie McGinnis and Vrabel and those guys, they turned the ball over, which turned into points. You know,
Right.
so I mean it's a lot goes into it. It's more than just lining them up and getting points.
I
Anyway,
got you. Yeah.
that's all I got to say about that.
Sure.
Yeah, Bruins. I don't get it. I don't. In my head, I I can see like you got to trade one of the goalies. Korpisalo's at 3 million. Swayman's at 8 million. You need a top six forward. They don't have the cap space to do that right now. The only way to do that is to trade one of the goalies.
So the big rumor that I'm hearing is that they're just going to try to skate through this year, sign guys to be able to put a team on the ice, low contracts, everything, and then apparently put a quote like um godlike offer for McDavid. Apparently,
I would bet everything I own, every asset I have, that they will not get Connor McDavid.
I
I
think
think they're going to put on a charade like they're going to try to get Connor McDavid. No chance. That organization, he is a $15 to $20 million guy.
well, if you're Connor McDavid, I have no desire to go to fucking Boston anyway. I'd be like, for what?
Right. But I mean, they're going to put on this charade, much like the Patriots do, and you know, the Red Sox with Soto and all. Oh, we went after a legitimate. Blah, blah. It's crap. It's all crap. There's no chance they're going to sign a guy like David. No way, McDavid. No way. But you could trade Swayman for, Nugent Hopkins. I mean, the Florida Panthers, like, what's their formula? They have all their guys coming back. And, kudos to Brad Marchand. 6-year deal
Mm-hmm.
at 5 per. Like,
5.5 per.
that's great. I mean, hats off. And they're going to be awesome again. They signed Bennett. They signed him.
Yeah,
They
and
got all the guys. They got
and I'm so like, I understand this is a tough time of year, sports wise. Not much is going on, but the sports talk radios now saying that the reason Marchand decided to re-sign with Florida is because of the income taxes in fucking Massachusetts.
no.
Like they talked about it for like an hour.
I don't
Like,
think.
you don't think that had no, I don't think that even crossed his fucking mind.
No. No. I think it had to do with the team, number one. But I mean, I think both sides. I don't think the Bruins had a real interest in signing him back, and he probably had no interest in coming back. I mean, it was, it was a bad. I think it was a bad separation. Um, I think they insulted him with their offer, and he went down there, got healthy, and had a hell of a playoff, and got rewarded for it. I mean, it was a natural breaking point. Like I didn't want him back. Like not because they didn't want Brad Marchand, just because, just like the Patriots, it's time to move on. Time to turn the page. Get some, new development, new guys. And go that way. I mean, he's in a perfect spot. But no, to income taxes, no, no, it's 6%. Just call it 6%. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, I mean 6% of 5 millions, whatever that is. It's 300 grand. It's a lot, but but still, in the scheme of things, no, not if he does. Whatever. They have guys that like can make Brad Marchand a business entity, so that 5 million gets paid to the business, and by the time they're writing shit off, he's not paying anything.
So
You
can
know
you
what I
do
mean?
different things? Like so he obviously signed, 6 years, 5.5 per. What was it like 30, like 32 million? He'd be like, hey, can you just be like, pay me, you know, 2.5 million every year, and we're gonna defer
That's what they do
like
in
like
baseball.
the
I don't know if you can
like
do that in
the other
hockey.
3 million, but like when I retire, I'm gonna live like in Florida or fucking like wherever.
Like I said, he can do that himself. If he makes himself, an entity like a business, he can take his salary and take a chunk of that salary and put it into a retirement vehicle. It's not
Right.
tax. It's not tax at all. You know, he can create a SEP IRA for himself and have that. Believe me, state taxes have nothing to do with his decision because they set
No.
it up the way they wanted. Which it's a dumb conversation to have on the radio. It's really dumb. Just like a dumb conversation on the radio is saying that all the Bruins do is draft local guys. When if you look at a BU, BC, any of those rosters in the Hockey East, they're anything but local. Yeah, there might be a couple guys here or there, but you got Canada, you got Europe, you got Russia. I mean, they're not local guys.
Well, I
They're
think
not,
Felger's argument was the fact that not necessarily that they're local, but I guess the BC guys are notorious, historically for being soft.
all right, that's a different argument.
Yeah.
But as far as like he was complaining that, basically the Bruins are lazy, because all they do is they look at the games that are close to them. It's like, no, they look at the games that are close to them because the best players, the best junior players, the best, guys coming up play in the Hockey East. Why? Because it's arguably the best league in college. I mean, that's where the good guys are. And yeah, you get your scouts out, the OHL and the BCHL and the Q and all that stuff, but like the Hockey East is on par with all those, if not better. I mean, if you look at the Frozen Fours over the years, there's at least one Hockey East team every year.
Yep.
So I mean, that's where the best players are. It's not hard. Celebrini's from Canada. He came out of BU. He's the number one pick last year. Kid's a stud. So yeah, you just happen to be lucky enough that they play right here. Like, why would you go anywhere?
Down the street.
Yeah. Anyway, so anything else bugging you?
No.
No?
Bugging me? No. Playing Indian Pond tomorrow.
That'll be nice.
And then
Tournament? Oh no.
no. Just going out for a round.
What time's around?
12:20.
So I almost did a little cameo Big Breaks 80 on Sunday. I shot a 39 on the front at Bacoy Brook.
Yeah.
The night before I texted Patrick, I said I'm gonna break 80 tomorrow. Then I shot a 39. I said I got 39 in the front. And then I proceeded to lip out 4 times on the back. And I shot a 43 on the back. So, I mean,
82,
literally, huh?
82, 83.
82.
Yeah.
So, I mean, literally 360 lip outs. Happened 4 times. Like, it's like the gods are trying to tell me something.
Yeah.
Not yet, young man. I don't know.
I gotta take a lesson.
I would suggest if you're going to take a lesson, then I would plan on consistent rounds. Because if you're going to invest in a lesson, you want to be playing consistently. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So, and it's tough. I know it's tough for you, but if I were you, I'd try to go Tuesday and one day on the weekend, early, get up early, play.
Right.
Try to get that every week. And if you do that every week with a lesson, you can work on stuff and get better. If you take a lesson and then don't play, it's a waste of money.
Well, it's just there's so much um like inconsistency. That way I like hitting like 15 like balls in the range because like some days like I gotta stand like a little bit further away from the ball. That works. Other guys gotta stand a little bit closer. I gotta put a little bit further up my stance, further away. It's just like whatever's working that day.
Yeah, your
Which I'm like,
technique.
is that right?
Yeah, you got to work on your technique, is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, yeah. I mean, it's good to do that. It's good to do that at the beginning of the year and then have a mapped out like a consistent schedule. You know what I mean? And then maybe tweak it, go back like, midway through and say, obviously I'm getting some bad habits here. What am I doing? You
Right.
know?
And
Um,
then Friday. Oh, you going to the parade?
no.
Oh, I'm gonna be in it.
Well, why?
Jane Coit Real Estate's got a car in it.
Oh, you driving?
Nope, passenger princess. Nick Coit's driving.
Coity.
That's it.
That's awesome.
And then Saturday, I'm playing Crosswind Saturday morning,
Nice.
like 7:30 ish. And then going to Coit Nick's mom's house for a 4th of July party. And then just hanging out Sunday.
Nice. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm playing Saturday morning at West Bridgewater.
Okay.
It's a pretty good course.
Never played it.
It's very flat. The greens are very good, very fast. Um,
I'm interested to see what Indian Pond has.
Me too, because it's a great track. I haven't been there in a while, so I heard that conditions have not been kept up to standard. But I'll let you be the judge of that. I
The
don't
only
know.
thing I've heard is like the greens. They said everything else is fine. It's just the greens are
Oh, really?
in tough shape, but uh
Yeah, we'll see. I thought Atlantic was in good shape last night.
yeah, I
I
had
was
no issues.
pleasantly surprised actually, because
No issues with Atlantic.
no,
I want to play the back more, but
yeah, that was good. Hey, topic on golf. I find myself now because I don't know what is going on with the PGA Tour, but I watch a lot of live golf now. I think live has figured it out. I really do.
I don't even know where to watch live.
It's on Fox. They have a Fox deal, like FS2,
Okay.
and it's you got every week. Mickelson's on it, DeChambeau's on it, Rahm's on it. I mean, and then they've embraced YouTube. Did you see Bob Does Sports? No, it wasn't Bob Does Sports. It was the content guys.
Grant? Like Grant?
It was Grant, Phil, um, John Rahm, and Wesley Bryan,
Yeah.
Sergio, and George Bryan. Um, it was Henrik Stenson and FP,
Okay.
and Bubba Watson, and that guy Quan.
Yes. Luke.
And they played a match. They played like a match, like a scramble in Virginia, and it came down to a playoff between Rahm and Wesley Bryan against Stenson and FP. And it took them 3 extra holes for Rahm and Wesley Bryan, who are two pros. Wesley Bryan won the Heritage in 2018.
Yes. Wesley's good.
Yeah.
And you can tell that like Grant is a very good golfer, but you can tell like watching them play like how much better Wesley is than Grant.
Which I find interesting, which I find part of the draw. You want to see. It's like, wow, this guy Grant's good, but he's not a pro. You
Not a
know,
pro, no.
it's different, and I love seeing that. And plus they're like busting each other's balls. It was really good. It was really like that guy Quan used to be a pro, but I guess he just lost his brain and couldn't putt. Like he just mental problems with the putting,
Yeah.
and so it was one hole. Grant was putting, and Grant had been doing the broomstick,
Yeah.
but he went back to the traditional one, and he drills this long putt, and Rom goes, "Why did you ever go to the broomstick?" And Grant goes, "Oh man, you should give it a shot." And he goes, "No, if I did that, I'd be like Quan." I was like, "Oh my god!" But I mean, they've embraced YouTube, and it's so good. And meanwhile, you got the PGA guys. You don't even. It's like this private club, like this private. You can't talk to us. We're better than everybody thing. Whereas the live guys, they're letting everybody in. And it's so cool. Like it's almost hard to believe. Like there were 5 major champions playing in this YouTube match scramble with like guys that are not pros.
Yeah.
Like that's like they start talking about like Ryder Cups and this and it's like playing that guy like meanwhile you're FP and you're sitting there going I'm playing with a major champion here like this the experience is like not even you know what I mean it's like talking to an astronaut about the moon you know what I mean it's
That's it.
completely unimaginable but they're all in the same playing field playing together like FP took him to 3 extra holes like and he was a factor. I don't know if you watched that. It was excellent. It's a definite must watch.
I haven't seen that one yet. No.
No, it's good because it was the YouTube guys behind the scenes filming it. You know what I mean? So you had that angle, those guys.
Yeah.
He kept walking in front of the tracer. It was hysterical. You know, Bubba Watson he's just so funny. Like, he just busts everybody's balls the whole time. He's good too. And it's just Sergio's a lot. He's the number 3 guy on the live tour, money wise this year.
Sergio?
Yeah, like he's still got it. But it's just
Who's
it's like
number one? Bryson?
no, he's number 2. Um, oh my God. Um, hold on. He's like winning by a mile. This guy. Um, he's from what else? Is he from? I don't know.
Joaquin?
Joaquin, yeah, Joaquin Neiman. Where's he from? He's like South America, right?
No. Um. Uh.
But he's
Yeah, you're right. You're right. From Chile.
yeah, he's from Chile. So I mean, so he's at like 16 million. DeChambeau's at like 8.
The
I think
Shambo probably makes double that off YouTube.
I know, but that's the thing is like, and DeChambeau wasn't even there. Like they live has embraced the young crowd, and it's such a great move. And the PGA is completely missing the boat. It's like, I mean, yeah, you might get a one off here and there where Scotty played with Grant, and like Xander played with Bob Does Sports, but it's such a one off. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean Grant played with Scotty. I think he played with like Tony Finau,
Yeah,
Phil, obviously.
Phil's not on that tour. Liv has embraced it, and like I said, now they're competing same TV times, and I flip over to the PGA Tour and I'm watching. I don't know who Colt Knost. I mean, who am I looking at? I don't even know who I'm looking at. Like who are these guys that I'm watching? And I
Well, I
flip
think
over
the
to
I
Liv.
think the scheduling of the PGA is tough too.
I mean,
Like
yeah, they
you
got
got the
crazy.
Masters, so everybody takes the week off before the Masters, and then it's like then
Yeah.
after the Masters, they take like another 2 weeks off. Like the big names take like another 2 weeks off, and they play in another tournament. Then like they might play back to back weekends. It's like
But the Live Tour actually this past weekend they had certain requirements with the Live Tour that if you achieve those requirements, you get a invitation to the Open. Like the PGA, like there's no, the Masters doesn't have that. The U.S. Open obviously doesn't have that, but like so, Liv has done something with the DP World Tour and obviously the European Golf, whatever the Open is governed by. That they can play in those tournaments. They can play in the DP World Tour.
can the live guys play in the Ryder Cup and President's Cup?
I think, well, because they can play in the DP World Tour, they get points for the Ryder Cup,
Okay.
and obviously they play in the majors. So, like John Rahm, I would be surprised if he wasn't on the Ryder Cup. He should be.
Which I think is interesting. I think if they
DeChambeau should be there.
well, I think if they weren't allowed to play in the majors, I don't think as many guys would have gone.
Well, the only reason they're allowed to play in the majors is because of their past accomplishments. Winning and certain top 10 and all that crap. That's the only reason why. Like Dustin Johnson can play in the U.S. Open because he won it.
Yeah.
You know, he can play in the British Open, whatever, because he won the U.S. Open. Like there's certain criteria. There's like 15 guys that have exemptions, including Phil, who won the PGA a few years ago. But other than that, they're not getting in through either world rankings or because the world rankings does not acknowledge live because it's
Right.
only three rounds. So I mean, it'll weed them out eventually, I think, unless they do well in majors. But um, like I said, the DP World Tour has embraced it. They've allowed them to play in those different events they have, and they accumulate points over there, and they can play in the Ryder Cup. And meanwhile, the PGA is just they're stuck in their tradition, and it's like, give it up. If it's a shorts thing, like you can't wear shorts, you got a problem with that. I don't know what it is,
But
but figure it
they
out.
can wear shorts in a practice round.
But they're all butthurt about the money. That's what it is. That's all it comes down to. They're all butthurt about the money.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I love the fact that Liv has the relegation. Where if you don't perform, you're gone. Like you're you're out, which is awesome. It's like the soccer.
I mean, there's plenty of guys who would kill to be in their position too. Like I think the past 3 weeks I've told April, this guy played well enough to make the cut, and then he came in absolute dead last, still took home $24,000.
That's the PGA.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean it's the highest level of golf you can play. I mean, you should be rewarded for making the cut.
Yeah. So I don't know.
But like I said,
I don't understand the Red Sox. Right? I'm just looking at the box score. Like you started Bernardino.
because they didn't have anyone else.
Yeah, but he only went an inning and 2/3. 29 pitches.
That was the they call it an opener. That was
One hit, one walk, 2 Ks. Then Alcala came in for an inning and a third. He threw 13 pitches. Now they got Murphy out there. He's throwing 9 pitches. It's fucking
this is the
stupid. The analytics are killing the fucking game of baseball.
this is a bullpen game. No, they don't like I think Bello was supposed to start tonight, but he came in relief. Yes, I mean the first game today because obviously they couldn't keep the same guy in there from yesterday, and he got the win. So they forewent his start tonight to put him in the first game to get the win, and now they're like, all right, hodgepodge for this game.
Dumb.
No, they all do it. They
Dumb.
all do it.
Why not
And
just
then,
make the bullpen game the early game and just stick to businesses as usual and just keep your starter?
I don't know. I mean, the strategy was we were up. They were up when they started that game, and we want to start with a starter and just get us through this, and they did. Look at that box score for the first game. How many did Bella go? He must have gone at least 3.
5.
Yeah, he went 5 innings. So he literally finished the game, right? That's pretty good. So they didn't use their bullpen in that game. And now they're making this game a bullpen game. Makes sense.
Appreciate the analytics.
I do too. Believe me. Sucks. What's the score of that game?
1-zip.
Oh.
1-zip Sox. I took the over, obviously.
Oh, wow. You're still betting on that shit, huh?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
All right, Doug, you want to wrap this thing up?
Yeah, sure. So episode 5 of Not Patriots Digest.
Is it 5? That
I
was
think
more.
so.
I think it's 6.
I got 5.
Is it 5? I think it's 6.
All right.
I
I'll
think we're
look it
doing
up.
repeats. I think we're doing repeats. But anyway, I like the format. I think we talk about some good shit. Um, there's no dog. There's no reeling a host back in.
Yep. It's grilling.
Grilling. But anyway, I miss Ricky.
Did you even text him, or did we just do this?
No, I talked to him last night.
Oh,
Said he was out. Said he couldn't
okay.
make it. Yeah. Couldn't make it. Busy. Plans.
Sure.
Doing things. Doing
Yeah.
things.
Yeah.
So that's fine. I think
right.
I'm gonna get some content out here. Good stuff. Possible post this evening.
Yeah, probably.
I my nephew's back from Europe. I offered him 25% of the big and small empire if he can get us on the map. That's what I told him.
All right. What do you say?
He didn't give me a yes or no. He's just kind of like, "Yeah, let me look into that. Blah blah blah." I was like, whatever. I just said, hey, we need 500 subscribers. We need 400 more. We need 400 more subscribers, people, and we can become part of a package that produces revenue.
Like I said, I think if we were to put golf content out there, we'd get more.
Yeah, on Instagram. Actually, Instagram, not Instagram, TikTok. TikTok is this weird thing. You put the right shit out there, it blows up.
Yeah.
You get one huck to a moment, and you're famous. So to put that right stuff out there. Anyway, Dougie, it was fun. I enjoy this.
Yeah, absolutely.
Honestly, like, I'd like to do this and a big and small episode. Like, if Rick's not around, let's just bang one. Let's do it twice a week. Screw it. If we can get it done like quickly. Although I don't think this has been a quick one tonight, but
That was not a quick one.
we should bang some quick ones out. Get more content out there. Um, crush the TikTok, Instagram stuff.
Yeah, like I said, I think we put some more. I think we could put not more, but like golf content out there in general.
Yeah,
It'd be good.
It's hot right now. All right, brother.
Like even if we get a Tuesday, we bring your nephew out there. Be like, hey, listen, here's a fucking golf cart.
Yeah,
Here's some fucking beers. Just we're
Film.
gonna play 9 holes, and this is what we're gonna do.
Yeah. Just bang it out on Instagram and TikTok, and
Put it up on fucking YouTube. Put clips of it on like Instagram and fucking whatnot, and just go from there.
we should do it.
Yeah.
I'll make that happen.
All right. Well, you still got the GoPro, I think.
I do. It's right here somewhere. Yeah, it's right here. The GoPro.
I got some batteries for it right over there.
Yes, let's do it.
I'm in. All right.
All right, my man. Good stuff. Have a great 4th.
You as well, Coach. I'll be in touch.
Sounds good.